OSU got out-coached, outplayed.
Lucas Raymond is also from Sweden, so he's an anytime goal scorer for one of those 2 games they have in Sweden. So I don't know which one it is, but it's going to be one of the 2, so lock that.
This doesn't make any sense. I was pissed. Fumble recovery happened. I'm going to be honest, I turned off the game. I checked back in. That was a fine.
D-back here, baby. Come on.
They're walking up to the table blind. I'm betting fucking blind.
What is going on, people? We are back on another Wednesday evening to hit you with the college football results, the NFL results, but also, and what we are starting with, the MLB postseason. It is all here. It is all so glorious. It's all happening so fast. Every day there's something going on. Tomorrow is officially the start of 55 straight days of football. I mean, what a time to be alive. How you doing, Jesse?
Doing well. Cannot complain.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't doing too well 20 minutes ago, but Baltimore tied it up, so everything's a little bit better.
Yep.
Tyler is currently in the middle of doing something very important that you may or may not find out about shortly, and he will be popping in if he needs to, and Snoop Luke should be joining us shortly as usual. All right, let's start it off with the MLB postseason. Let's kick it off with the wild card, and we will go series by series, but it only makes sense to talk about the only series that has officially concluded just because of the time that we are filming. The Detroit Tigers and the Houston Astros have played 2 games in Houston, and the Tigers have won a playoff series for the first time in 11 years. The Tigers have won not only a playoff game for the first time in a decade, but a playoff series. AJ Hinch beating his former Astros team.
Yep, never had a doubt.
You love to see it. Scooble day 1, bullpen day 2, and boy, did the young bats just continue to fire. There was no crazy outburst of offense. It was exactly what the Tigers have been doing for the last month and a half. They've had consistent, good, long at-bats and relied on the bullpen to finish the job.
Yeah, the bullpen worked really well. Only comment I have is putting in a 22-year-old who's only pitched 1 time in a major league game to go out there in the bottom of the 8th is ludicrous.
How many times has Bo Brisky pitched in the major leagues?
Shit. A little more.
I'm going to find that out right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's pitched in 9 MLB games. Called up a month ago. He closed out game 1. Not as crazy, but what I'm saying is that he pretty much said with these young guys, look, you're going to have pressure. You're going to have it in the postseason. It's almost like ripping the Band-Aid off at maximum capacity right away so that now when, let's say, if he does get subbed in and there's nobody out and they're up by 1 or something, he doesn't feel what he just felt because I know that he had the pressure of the world on his shoulders going into that.
Mm-hmm.
It's risky, but I mean, I guess we'd be looking at it differently if that would have cost them the game, I believe.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. And I think the fact that they were able to hold it down to the end and then immediately that same inning get 3 runs on a bases clearing double is huge.
Bases clearing triple.
The Orioles have the bases loaded, 1 out, full count. He just got hit by the pitch, but he swung and missed on a strikeout. And now he's down because he's hurt because he got hit in the chest. Sorry, a lot just happened. And that was why I was like, what the fuck?
If you swing when you're hit, do you still get to go to base? No.
He got hit in the hand.
Yeah.
Got hit right in the hand, right in the knuckle. But sorry, so the Tigers officially sweep. AJ Hinch said after the game, popping bottles, do not let the Tigers get hot. And the Tigers are hot. And now they got a 5-game set coming up with Cleveland in the ALDS. All right, let's talk about the other series that's going on right now. Kansas City and Baltimore. Yesterday, Baltimore got no offense going all game. Now, granted, there was only 5 hits apiece on both sides. So it was, it's pretty bullpen heavy day. So Today we come into it, and it's been looking about the same. We're currently tied 1-1 in the bottom of the 5th. Jesse, your Birds, how you feeling? Are you feeling
They're gonna
nervous?
This is the only series I thought would get to a game 3.
Okay. Well, it kind of has to now if you want your Birds to win.
They don't have to win. They just got to get to 3.
And if they get to 3, then they're good. Is that what you're saying?
No, my money will be made, so I'll just walk away.
I understand what you're saying. Yep. All right. Mets, Milwaukee. Mets take a 1-0 series lead. How do you see this series presumably going? Do you see Milwaukee coming back in 3, or do you think the Mets are just too hot?
Mets close it out. Mets are too hot. They're just like us. They
Yeah,
have to work really hard to get to their spot, and I don't think they're cooling down now.
I agree. I think the Mets are the National League version of us right now. They got hot at the right time, and there is no hotter team right now in that National League than them. So I agree with you on that.
Milwaukee's bullpen's been a bit weak lately.
Yep.
Not confident in them.
The next series that I'll get to that I already was not happy that I had, but I did have it, was San Diego Padres. The second it was announced Chris Sale was not pitching in the series, I said, okay, give me San Diego in 2. Thank you very much.
Yeah, why
Atlanta,
didn't you use him?
injuries and other stuff. But
Mm.
Atlanta's offense is not been sustainable enough without Acuna. Alston's having an off year. Just this offense has not been sustainable enough to without this. I was like, they're probably going to take one with Sale, and then I don't know what's going to happen there. I can't rely on it. And then you saw what happened last night. It was nothing fancy, but Michael King going out there and pitching 12 strikeouts, 0 runs, 0 walks, and 7 innings, I think. So
Mhm.
that's what I mean. So I just think that as much as, I know you're not big on the Padres.
Yeah, I got him winning the series either
They
way
should
before
win,
it
yeah.
started because, when Tatis hit that bomb, it made me remember why I hated the Padres. I hated the Padres. I hate the Padres because I didn't believe Tatis really took the steroids. They didn't care about him. They didn't handle it right. Then they got all this support around him just to lose. And Soto didn't even stay. And that is why I can't like the Padres. Because then when one of the best home run hitters didn't work, they were like, oh, let's go out and get the best hitter, period. The most consistent guy, batting average 3 years. I was praying on his downfall, but nope, elevated.
Still the best hitter in the league. He's
Most
still, he is
consistent.
still
No, the most consistent hitter. He hits no dingers. He cannot be the best hitter.
I didn't say best home run hitter. I said best hitter in the league. He's the best
No,
hitter in the league.
and I can't call you a best hitter if you don't hit home runs.
He
That's
has the best on-base percentage of any player the last 3 years.
That's why I call him
Highest-
consistent. That's why I say consistent.
So you're saying to be the best hitter overall, it has to be home runs.
It doesn't. You have to at least give me 6. That's all I'm
That's what
asking
he.
for.
Okay. Then
No, he gives you 2. He gives you 2.
He averages 4 to 5 home runs a year. You need 6, so he's 1 off. Fuck
I'm
outta here.
I'm pretty sure he had 2 this year, but he doesn't.
No, I got a fact check.
You're not thinking of him hitting 6 home runs, 10 home runs, nothing.
He has 4. Suck it. Double
Yeah.
what you thought.
Not enough.
Yeah, you're right. Leading the league and
Is he leading in
National League-
ribbies?
leading the National League in RBIs in the league and batting average for 3 years in a row. Doesn't mean you're consistent, but you're not the best hitter.
Nope.
That sounds that was me saying that. I felt stupid saying that, so I heavily disagree.
That's wrong with you. Not with me.
No, that would make your statement about him.
No, it just sounds dumber coming out of your mouth.
We'll move on. God, who do you think the best hitter in the league still is? Who's the best hitter in the league?
I'm not answering that. I don't-
Exactly.
I can put it at the end. I just don't want the backlash this early.
Exactly. You were gonna say fucking Trout still because he played all 4 games this year.
Why the hell? What is that?
You're gonna say something stupid. I could just feel it. I could feel it.
Yeah, Jake Cronenworth. Eat
Yeah.
those apples.
I was just waiting for you to just to. Okay. College football. Week number 4. Let's hop into it. Week number 4 of college football was very good to me. I'm going to be honest with you. I saw the records. Once Tyler puts them up on the screen, you'll see, your boy had a pretty good week. Your boy was feeling pretty good. Also, when Tyler puts these records up on the screen, I think you'll notice, I believe I'm back in first place. So everyone that was saying last year that the fall off of me just getting lucky one year, suck it. I don't know what Tyler's building suspense to put it on the screen, but it's there. And I promise.
Bum, bum, bum.
Fuck, I'm in second. But I'm in the top 2. So the fall off of McDilly that was supposed to happen, it looks like that's where Luke is. Because this motherfucker is 9-16. Oh, I thought Tyler was going to say something. All right. So let's get to week 4 of college football. Starting off with, we didn't talk about any of the Friday games. What am I talking about? Illinois and Nebraska. Yeah, we did. We talked about both of these on fucking Saturday. I'm an idiot. We'll go right to Saturday. Week number 5. I said week number 4. I'm an idiot. You know what I meant. Let's continue. All right. Oklahoma State and Kansas State, the 12 o'clock window where everybody was confident that Kansas State was going to roll them over. But I was like, look, Kansas State doesn't have a good run defense. So Oklahoma State will come out and run the ball. And if you watch the first quarter, I look like I was fucking right. First quarter of the game, they do 11 running plays. They have 72 rushing yards. I'm sitting over here like, look at me, fucking told you. And then they stopped running the football. They were winning by 3. They were running the ball. Then they got to the second quarter and stopped running it. They had 11 rushing attempts. Then the rest of the game, they had 7. Why? Why are you doing this to yourself? I just think of Luke saying, if you have a running game that needs to get going and you have it going, keep getting it going till it works, right? Okay, well, what happens when your running game is going? Don't stop doing it. Stay leaning on it. Perfect example is the Lions last game. When the running game's going, keep fucking running it. So, I mean, should have listened to you guys and just stayed away. But I tried to defend these guys, and they defended me or backed me for 15 minutes out of 60.
It was never it.
It wasn't for 15 minutes. And I was literally patting myself on the back like, oh, here we go. And
you know how many first and second half different games we see in college?
But you can say it was, okay, I said this last year and I'll say it again. I hate when people say, it was always this team. Like, after the game, like last game, I was like, it was always Bama. And I was like, you can't say that when Georgia came back. Like, I hate when people say it was always this team when it wasn't always them.
But technically, if they were favored, it was always them.
No, it wasn't. Because they were losing. So at that point, it wasn't them. It was Oklahoma State for 15 minutes. Then it was them. Sorry, that's just bothered me for 2 seasons now of football. And I know it's everyone's favorite thing to say, but I hate it.
It's because you bring your
problem.
Feelings into it.
That's a me problem. And I'll admit when that's a me problem.
Okay.
I don't like it.
That's okay.
When they're losing, how is it always okay? Anyway,
because they were expected to win at the beginning of the game. It didn't matter what happened in between. The end score matters and the beginning matters. If your team comes
now
back
that you've explained the logic, I hate it even more.
If your team comes back from 30 points,
it was always them.
You're not going to sit there saying it was always them, but you're going to be like, man, I never lost faith. And they're going to go, you idiot. Yes, you did. And you're going to be like, no, I didn't.
Like, I'll never forget when Jaguar fans were like, it's always Jacksonville when they came back against the Chargers. And it made me so mad. I was like, you were down by like 20.
You weren't even expected to win the game. You were expected to lose.
Right.
It was never you.
Right. That's what I say. I go, no, it wasn't. It was never you. All right. Let's go down to Michigan and Minnesota. Another tale of 2 halves. First half, Michigan played good Michigan football, ran the ball, power football. Mullins had 2 touchdowns, looked good. And then the second half came and they tried to sell. Primarily the fourth quarter. 21 points for Minnesota and one controversial, well, in the media lines, controversial, but to some people not, onside kick call pretty much determined Michigan's game here. Because if Minnesota would have got the ball back, Minnesota would have got the ball back there with 21 unanswered points. I got a bad feeling that it would not have been good for Michigan.
No. I think they would have folded like wet paper towel.
So what do you take away from this Michigan game?
He couldn't cover the spread against Minnesota.
Yeah, but they can't cover any spread.
Yeah, but this was only 10.5, and they had it until they
That's
didn't.
true. This is probably the lowest Michigan spread you've seen in a while.
So what I have to say to this game is the rest of your schedule is starting to look tougher and tougher. Orgy's got to be able to pass the ball, at least complete 12 passes. They can't keep having their best record when their quarterback plays ass.
Yeah, Orgy was 10 for 18 on 86 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 incompletion or 1 interception. I mean,
there's an NFL quarterback that I will not say had a good game just because his team won. This is a similar situation.
I agree. And Mullins had 24 carries. Donovan Edwards had 9 carries. So I'm happy that they are finally using Donovan Edwards as RB2. They've just accepted that fate.
He's RB3. To be honest here.
Who's RB2?
Yeah, they'd rather have Orgy run it first.
They had the same attempts.
At this point.
Donovan had 9 and Orgy had 9.
Yeah.
So I won't argue with you. I will not argue with you at all. Next game that I know was a little bit sweatier than you would have liked in the first half, but it all worked out in the second. Your Nebraska boys going into Purdue to take on the Boilermakers. The Boilermakers tried to hold on first half, and then Dylan Raiola came into the second half and said, wait a minute, this is Purdue. 28-10 was the total.
I never would have thought this game would have ended with the score it had after I watched punt, miss field goal, punt, miss field goal, punt, miss field goal, punt. In some variation of that. But I know there was 4 missed field goals.
It's hard to do.
Before halftime.
Hard to make 4. I'm going to be honest.
So, I mean, Nebraska gets it done. Interesting game next week, but we're just going to – we won by 18, but it was Purdue. I didn't like the first half at all.
Yeah. Next game, and this would be, I guess, our fuck-up of the week. The group may or may not have had a sweep on 17.5 points, which in this league is scary. Jesse got him at 15. But none of it mattered because the Kentucky Wildcats, after a South Carolina ass beating, go into number 6 Ole Miss. And once again, they did it against Georgia, and they've done it against Ole Miss. Their defense locked down.
Listen, I'm going to be honest here. I don't even – yes, Kentucky has a good defense. I'm not
they got a great defense.
Anything away from the defense. But I watched that game, and I thought, how the hell is Dart even in Heisman competition right now? Because I've seen his other 2 games. Well, I've seen 2 out of his other 3 games. He's played nobody. So when he finally went to play a tough defense, he looked like a bad quarterback.
I disagree. He only had 7 incompletions. He had 260 yards. I disagree. I think he looked fine.
Not me. Couldn't get that end zone work.
I think that we just might have different definitions of. I think we just might have different definitions of a bad quarterback, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I think Jackson Dart looked fine. I don't think he was the problem with this offense at all. I think the problem with this offense primarily was they were only relying on one player. They had one player. His name is Trey Harris. He's number 9. When you look at a receiving core that has 1 reception, 2 receptions, 1 reception, and then 15 receptions, that right there to me is the problem. Because if you are just consistently relying on one man with, granted, 15 catches, 176 yards, and a touchdown to be your offense, that's the problem right there, in my opinion.
I feel like there was a lot of bad throws. when I was watching this game, I was very upset.
Bad throws that
It's
were
bad.
caught, though, right? Because there was only 7 incompletions because it couldn't have been that many bad throws.
I know.
So bad throws that were caught? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, like you.
Okay, so he was bailing out. You think he was bailing out Dart a lot, which I guess you could make the case for. He had 15 catches.
Like I feel like as a team, it was like, yeah, I got to pass, but I can't move anywhere. Like that's the tip to the defense. And I just feel like
Run defense was great.
Yeah.
Every time they tried to run the ball, it was shut down. And then Jackson Dart, I think he did. I saw it on Twitter and I scrolled past it. It was a college football record. He did like 5 straight option plays, not in a row, but like his 5 straight option plays, and every single option play was 1 yard, 1 yard, 1 yard, 1 yard, 1 yard, and it was the first time in NFL history that was 5 or college history that was 5 straight plays where it was a cumulative of 1 yard straight from a quarterback, and I was like such a weird stat that only would come on my timeline, but. What I'm saying is, if you pull it up right here, he has 13 rushing attempts on 21 yards. So even when he was trying to get it moving with his feet, they weren't letting him. And, yeah, shout out to Kentucky. I mean, they go into a South Carolina team. Wow. RBI, sorry, for Kansas City. 2-1 Royals. But they go into a Mississippi team where they know they're the first competition. They know that it's their first SEC game and smack them. Especially after what happened, like I said, against the Gamecocks last week.
Yeah, I don't know what happened in that Gamecocks game for Kentucky, but they strapped up every other game.
Yeah. Real quick, before we go to 3:30, I just want to talk about something. Do you have any thoughts on the fact that Indiana is 5-0 and their quarterback threw for 360 yards last game?
Yeah, they might be for real.
Okay. Like I didn't know when to like think, okay, this could be something, but after their win against Maryland, I was like, okay, this could be something. They haven't been 5-0 since 1972, Jesse.
Hey, Hoosiers.
Fucking Hoosiers. What do they do? I feel like they do. I think it's this, not this or this. I think it's like this or something like that. I don't know. I'm probably gonna get roasted. Let's move over to the 3 o'clock window, starting off with Notre Dame and Louisville, number 15, number 16. I thought this was a great football game. It was competitive. It was back and forth. Riley Leonard still can't throw a football, but he did it to the best of his ability. 17 for 23, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns, a lot of drags, it felt like when you play Madden against a defense that you know you can't do anything, so every play you just change like a drag, or you just change like the easy plays, which, you know, nothing wrong with that when you have a run game that you can get going because Riley's still going to run it for 50 yards and a touchdown. Louisville, I think.
That defense was soft. That defense was soft.
I was going to say Louisville, I think, came out and was just all offense. And this Louisville defense that a lot of people thought, okay, that's what's going to make this game challenging. You just said it perfectly, was very soft.
It was getting bullied. Don't get me wrong. I know Leonard puts on wheels and he's tough and they give him a lot of that inside running, but maybe I'm wrong when I say that they got like 3 4th-and-1s, Jalen Hurts style, no back push.
I saw 2 of them, but I would assume that 3.
And I'm just like, this D line is soft.
Yeah, it's Louisiana. Louisiana soft, honestly.
I'm gonna get this out real quick. I apologize to my college people, but Cano does not belong in this game. He didn't play well in the regular season ending. I don't know why he's pitching right now. Continue. Great game from Notre Dame.
If Selby hits this grand slam, Jesse's just gonna see circles on his fucking.
Here it's gonna be ... because it's trying to reconnect.
All right. But yeah, shout out to Notre Dame. Hey, they beat a top 25 team at home. Look at that. They can do it. Let's get to the next game. Colorado and UCF. Wow.
Plus 14.5 for nothing.
UCF, we talked about KJ Jefferson, but it really didn't mean shit when their defense was still fucking stuck at the practice facility, or maybe they were fucking helping people with NASA in the new uniforms and something with the space fucking station next door, because they were not at this game. This defense was not here. And Colorado said, ooh, yay, we get to play in a shitty defense like last year when we start the year. Or, ooh, yay, this is actually the worst defense we've got to play all year, which on paper is crazy because UCF has all these 4-star recruits for fucking what?
Yeah, it's tough around there.
I don't even want to talk about KJ and UCF's offense. Now, credit to Colorado's defense. KJ couldn't get anything going when they were down. This is the best their defense played overall. But the main storyline here was just every time Colorado got the football, it was just ha 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 again, ha 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 again, ha 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 again, just fucking scoring.
They got sliced up.
It was
Colorado.
bad.
Looking
Very
tough
bad.
for a nice one game.
Was this bigger for UC or bigger for Colorado or worse for UCF?
Bigger for Colorado.
I agree.
Because they were such underdogs. People were looking at them like, y'all barely beat Colorado State. Like, you needed to push it in overtime on a Hail Mary.
Yeah, this is the first win I feel like they've had against a good team since Deion's been there that they have won, wait for it, decisively. There was no questions. It was an ass beating. So, yeah, shout out to the Buffaloes. Next game we got to talk about is Tyler didn't take it, but I made you write it with me, and you're fucking welcome. Those boys UNLV. Oh, they're hot. Oh boy, are they hot. I knew they were good. I didn't know they were this good. 59 points against Fresno State? Jesus. And now they're 4-0.
He came to play.
Yeah, now they're 4-0. And now UNLV is looking like another Power 5 team that could be next to Boise of somebody that could maybe make some noise. If you look at the way their schedule is looking, they are a good team. They have a lot of returning players this year. And this is a team that I think could not only win their Mountain West, but is probably going to be meeting Boise State in that Mountain West championship.
Sad to say.
All right. Oklahoma and Auburn. God bless you, Jesse Carter. Oklahoma, for no reason at all. For no reason at all, I took them to win this game. Tyler rode with me, and I just need to say thank you, Peyton Thorne, for being an
failed America
dumbass imbecile and maybe throwing the worst beat so far in college football with that interception. Holy shit. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oklahoma wins 27-21. They should not have won this football game.
Auburn.
The Dart was sorry. Peyton Thorne, you took a 330-yard performance and said that doesn't mean shit.
That was one of the worst picks I've ever seen. I don't even know who you were intending to throw the ball to.
What was the game plan?
Like, it wasn't even like it was third down. You just threw it on first down. First play going into the next half. You're just like, what if I gave him the lead back? What if I think I could make it a good story? No, you couldn't complete it.
No, you fucked around and found out is what you did. Oh, man. And Auburn, I'm going to be honest, they had all the momentum from the start of this game. Stadium was electric. And the fact that I was like, this is the first time Oklahoma's had to play an SEC school like this. Holy shit. They're not ready. And they weren't. And Peyton Thorne said, well, let me help you out. Like you said.
I don't want to be in the SEC anymore.
Let's get over to North Carolina and Duke, a big rivalry game where it was 20-0 North Carolina at halftime. And these Blue Devils were at home down in the water. I was sitting here with Malik Murphy and my money line play. And I was like, you know what? I might be fucked. But what happened? The tide started to turn. We got a touchdown in the third quarter, and it's 20-7. We get a touchdown to start the fourth quarter. It's 20-14. Then we get another touchdown, 21 unanswered points, 21-20. Malik Murphy does his thing. Okay, let me take back that last statement. Malik Murphy did not play good. Jesse talked about, what do you call it? Jackson Dart, a lot of missed throws. This was a lot of missed throws. 15 for 36, 200 yards is not good. So I'm not going to sit here and act like that is a good stat line.
He was down 22-0. He was just trying to get the ball down the field, guys.
Exactly. So
that was situational percentages right there.
When you go to the rushing and you see that their star running back had 166 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, you start to realize that there was other people that were trying to help him out. So shout out to the Blue Devils with a huge 20-point comeback win. Those are the people that would say, it was always Duke. I'd say they were down 20.
And then I'd say, well, technically Duke was never favored in this game.
They were favored by, and then they would say, technically Duke was actually favored in the pick'em by half a point. And then you get into an argument that you don't want to have with people.
Yep. And guess what? I'll change the argument halfway through. Why are we doing this?
There's no point. Let's move into the 7 o'clock window. Let's talk about the biggest game of the week. Boy, was it a thriller. It was so good that me and Jesse had to watch it on FaceTime and call each other to be like, hey, you're watching this, right? Okay, you're watching this? Okay, yeah, okay. Because Alabama and Georgia started off with Alabama coming out hot. 21-0 in the first quarter. And then going into halftime, I believe the score was 29 or 30-7. Either one. Either way. It was bad.
Looked like curtains were closed at halftime.
It was bad. And it was the first time that I have been in a position where I've been like, okay, Carson Beck and the boys got their backs against the wall. I've never seen this in – when's the last time you've seen Georgia down by more than 2 touchdowns in a football game? For me, when I thought about it, I landed on 5 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. So this is the first time they were not only down by 14, they were down by 20. They go into the second half. The third quarter, okay, little stuff happens here, stuff happens there. They get 8 points, but Bama gets 3. So, you're still down 17, 18 points. Not looking good. Then we get into the fourth quarter, and shit starts turning. Georgia gets a touchdown. Then they get the ball right back after a defensive stop, score another touchdown right back. I believe, what was it? Was it an 80-yard touchdown that they scored to take the lead?
Yeah, like a 67-yarder.
60, okay. So a 60-some-yard touchdown to take the lead. That is Carson Beck saying, holy shit, we're here. We're doing this. These Georgia boys, I want to get the guy's name right because I don't want to fuck this up. The big guy, number 80, 86, Dylan Bell. Yes, the guy who caught it. Shout out to him. Huge touchdown. Very next play, after the touchdown from Alabama, and I think we saw the college play of the year by 17-year-old Ryan Williams on an 80-yard touchdown catch. Holy shit, this kid is a prodigy. He's 17 fucking years old. There's grown men in this league who cannot do what this young man is doing. He did a matrix spin, a fucking matrix spin.
I don't know if you're aware of this, but coming out of high school, there has never, ever been a better prospect than Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams is the most touted high school receiver ever. Like, how Vince Young has the best college prospect ever?
Yeah.
Like, that's Ryan Williams. There's no wide receiver better than him. He has
you know what the best part about that is? He was committed to Ohio State and he decommitted.
Yep.
To go to Bama. If he was at Ohio State right now, it would be Abuka, Jeremiah Smith, and him.
He's better.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Better off at Bama.
Yes, but I agree. I'm saying that three-headed monster that's like when Bama had, those three. So I agree. Thank God that he's at Bama because that was insane. So then we move into a situation where Georgia has to get points in a 2-minute drill, and Carson Beck doing, honestly,
The thing he did the whole first half.
throwing unnecessary jump balls. Yup, that's exactly what he did. He threw 3 unnecessary jump balls the first half and only got one of them intercepted. No, he got 2 of them intercepted. Yeah, he got 2 of them intercepted in the first half. Comes into the fourth quarter, starts driving down the field, gets to the 40, has a minute of time, and throws a fucking jump ball to the end zone.
Not even with his player in good position. Like,
either way, it was just a stupid decision. And
No
I
need
know
to do
you
that.
could say, but the play call was for that probably to be the decision. But when you're looking at that one-on-one and you got another man in the corner and another man on the drag and another man on the post, I felt like there was better decisions.
yeah, I think he just didn't. I think he got nervous in the pocket. He had a little bit of QB pressure on that play, but it seemed like he just thought his guy had a better step.
He threw the ball 50 times, but God bless him. He just could not seem to understand that anytime you get a little bit of something going, don't just go right to the end zone. And that was where he was getting bit.
Yeah, Georgia handed Bama this game, honestly.
Kalen DeBoer, huge, huge, huge win. And Kirby Smart is now 1-6 against Alabama.
Murrow got himself some nice Heisman points.
Yes, Milroe got himself a lot of Heisman points, especially after that first half. I think. Well, now let's from that game to another ranked banger. Illinois, Penn State. It wasn't really a banger. It was a banger on paper. It was a close game going into halftime. It was a close game at the entire game. It was an easy underplay, so cash that. But on top of it, it was exactly what Jesse and, a lot of other people thought this game was going to be. You took Illinois plus 19 or whatever, right?
Yeah, it was plus 18. Easy money.
Yeah, it
Never
was.
in doubt.
Nick Singleton, for majority of the game, was not able to get the run going. He really wasn't able to get it going to the second half. First half, he had it pretty locked down. And with that and that Illinois defense, they were able to keep this a close game. They were able to keep it, consistent until you throw a pick six in a 7-point game. And that was where, it ended on a 14-point game.
Another terrible throw.
Yes, I agree. But yeah, 21-7 was the final. I covered on my under and you covered on your 18. So I think we're both really happy with how this game went.
Yeah, kind of wish Illinois could have won. Fuck Penn State, but it is what it is.
Yeah, they got him. I got a question for you really quick. Penn State, Michigan. How do you think that game's going to go?
Where is it
at? Last year it was at.
Oh, they don't play this year.
Oh, they don't?
No, they don't play this year. I just remember that. Michigan.
Wow, you're right. Damn. I was going to say Penn State might beat the living dog shit out of them.
Yeah, Penn State gets to dodge them until probably college playoffs because their schedule just has Ohio State and
Michigan is not making college playoffs.
Are they playing Ohio State?
I know Michigan is. I don't know if Penn State is. They better be though.
I think Penn State is.
Let's get to how many more games do we have? God damn, I don't want to talk about this game. Ohio State and Michigan State.
Oh, we don't have to talk about it.
Okay.
We have to talk about somebody walking their dog out to the park.
All I want to say is, on paper, Michigan State played better than you're going to see them giving credit for. That's all I want to say. Then the score indicates. And then final game that I do want to talk about is just shouting out Boise State, Ashton Jeanty. You have your Heisman favorite, and everyone has their Heisman favorite, and mine is Jeanty. I am with Tyler. I'm on this train. This isn't normal. I don't care if you're a top 25 team, Power 5 team, unranked, FCS, what the fucking, wherever you are, where you come from, what it is. Averaging 200 yards a game is insane. That is not something that is common. The fact that Ashton Jeanty, I believe, has over 900 rushing yards in his first 4 games.
No, I think he's at 890.
890. So yeah, 900 rushing yards in his first 4 games of the season is insane. These are ungodly numbers. And I
Yeah,
don't
it's 8
care.
touchdowns.
And if you watch the touchdowns that he's getting, it's not like, oh, he's just getting the ball a lot on like 3-4 yard carries. No, he is earning these fucking touchdowns. These
You
are
want to know how
30.
many yards after contact he has?
How much?
538.
My point
Oh,
is exactly.
900.
This man right now went from somebody that going into this year was a mid 3rd round pick to he is now currently a late 1st round pick, and that is on position, not on the player.
Yeah, I think he's the best player in college football at the moment. There's only one player that I think is considered to be, can be. I don't think it's a quarterback this year. I think someone else deserves it that isn't a quarterback. No quarterback has showed me they're the best player in football.
Yeah.
Except maybe Milroe because he tore apart a Georgia defense, but that's a coaching mismatch.
But the thing is, even against and I know people are gonna start discrediting Gene T about like, yeah, but look at the teams Gene T's played. I watched Gene T at 260 yards against Oregon. Shut the fuck up. He's doing this against everyone that he's played. Whoever's in their way.
You can't pick who he plays.
Exactly. Whoever's in his way. He's not just putting up another good game. He's putting up an insane stat line every fucking game. And that is nope. Last game to get to. Because there was an upset. Number 10, Utah losing to unranked Arizona. Cam Rising not playing, finally caught up to the boys. Zach Wilson's brother could only do so goddamn much. He threw 2 interceptions. He threw 1 touchdown. He threw the ball 40 times and only completed 20 passes. He looked just like his brother out there in Arizona, and their top-rated wide receiver were able to pick them apart.
Funniest part about this game for me, friend on PlayStation, he goes, man, Isaac Wilson, he looks just like Zach Wilson. I wonder if they're related. I go, you're funny. That's a good joke. He goes, what's so funny about it? It's just 2 people with the same last name. I don't even know if they're related or not. I go, that's literally his little brother. He goes, really? Wow. Yeah, they look alike and act alike.
I was going to say, you couldn't tell by the 2 interceptions he threw? Come on now. That's him.
Man. Of course he wouldn't get it done.
Yeah. And
It only goes so far.
There goes that number 10. But the problem is Cam Rising, they were asking him about a timetable on his return. They have no idea.
He's sitting out because he doesn't like his NIL contract. He's not going to talk about it because they don't want a UNLV situation before it was UNLV situation. And, yeah, it's a new thing in college. Players don't get the money they want. They're just going to try and negotiate their NIL money.
That's crazy. I saw that. What was it? Was it their quarterback and their running back, or their quarterback and their wide receiver?
It was just at UNLV?
Yeah, it was 2 players.
Oh, no, I just know about the quarterback.
Okay, there was another one an hour later.
Yeah.
Same thing. Did the same thing the quarterback did.
I don't believe him. Neither.
So
I think they wanted more money. And, hey, like I said, if an NFL player wants more money, they just got to renegotiate a contract. College players, it's got to get to the point where they got to renegotiate an NIL because they feel like they're worth more money. And if they can't get it there, they'll go get it somewhere else.
Facts. I agree. All right, that is college football. Sorry that was a little longer than anticipated, but it was a good week of college. We'll quickly try to roll through football. Sorry, shit happens.
A voice from.
All right, week number 4 of the NFL. Starting off like always with Thursday Night Football. The Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants. This was an absolute snooze fest. Nobody expected anything crazy. It was your average Thursday night football game that you fall asleep to. And I guess I could give Daniel Jones credit for throwing 280 yards and looking a lot better in the last 2 games than he did in the first 2 games. But really, that's just because Malik Neighbors has been bailing him out.
Listen. This game went as it should have.
Right.
But I think the highlight of this game is Brandon Aubrey finally missing a 50-plus yard field goal that went wide right and then straight.
Yeah, didn't he start the game with a 50-plus yard field goal?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
That's what we call Vegas, people. Don't ever let them think.
Keep in mind, this is the same guy that started off the previous week before this against the Ravens. He started the first drive of the game with a 64-yard kick.
5.5 spread,
Just
5-point victory, missed field goal.
Shit.
All smells fishy.
Yeah.
Giants are going to
Unless you were put on an island and you took the Giants and you're 4-0 on an island in this podcast.
listen.
And your name
No,
is
no.
No, he's not.
We did this. We got it at -4.5.
Oh, I see. So it's fuck me.
It is. Because that's what we discussed it on the pod at.
I got it at 5.5. I got it at 5.5.
No,
but
you didn't.
we'll take it up with our
No, you
we'll
got it at
take it up with our
4.5.
lawyers. We'll take it up with our lawyers. We'll take it up with our lawyers.
On another Sundays. Because Thursday was dumpster.
Yep, it was. New Orleans and Atlanta. We had the Saints going to take on the Falcons. This was a gritty game, and I'm mad at all of us. All of us should have taken Atlanta.
No, we shouldn't have.
Everything in this game screamed Atlanta. Everything in this game screamed the Saints played two bad defenses and did bad. They played two good defenses and did not do good. So I'm mad at myself, and I'm mad at us.
Listen, this game was a case of I don't know why they rely so heavily on Taysom Hill. Maybe because he's just a freak of nature.
Whenever they get in the red zone, I feel like he just taps his coach on the shoulder.
But
Hey, we're in the red zone now. What that
when
means?
he went out, I feel like the offense just started looking flat.
Yeah, you guys. I'm not like trying to like shit on you guys. I'm just saying like you guys played two bad defenses and did really good. You guys played two good defenses.
No,
and
we did not play
didn't-
two good defenses. We played one good defense. We lost to a bad defense. Eagles defense is not good. That was a good game.
Okay, on paper, supposed to be good defense
Yeah.
and good defense.
Falcons, I think they do.
Yes, yeah, I would say I agree with you. The Eagles are supposed to be a good defense, but they're not. I agree. So yeah, I think that this was a spot that Atlanta, honestly, they should have won, man. And I think we fucked up. We fucked up. We were just blinded by the fact that we thought the Saints were back, but maybe the Saints are still just mid.
Saints just played a bad game. They'll get back on track. Not against the Chiefs, probably, but yeah.
And also, this division is also, you got to remember, going to be so confusing with wins and who's in first and who's in last. It's going to be a mess all year. Next game, you can breathe. You can, Jesse, inhale,
I was never worried about this game, goddammit.
exhale.
I was worried about the stupid spread because I'm like, they better fucking cover. Like, they better cover.
Bengals beat Andy Dalton and the Panthers 34-24. Are we
Offense
okay?
looks like it's supposed to. The defense still looks bad.
The defense still look bad. I gotta say that.
And the thing I'm worried about, I still have to worry about because it didn't look any better.
Yeah, so you feel about the same is what you're saying.
So shootout every Cincinnati game. Overs. Baltimore this week, fucking over. But we'll win. Talk about that another day.
Yeah, let's move on to the Chicago Bears taking on the Rams. And I guess the fact that Matthew Stafford didn't really have anybody to throw to caught up to him. You can only give the ball to Tutu Atwell
Matthew
so many
Stafford
times.
and his drunk fucking interceptions that he has to throw at least once a season, where you're like, Stafford, you don't throw interceptions like that, but you do at least twice. And I'm not even gonna give him the whole season. He does like 4 times in a season, twice in the beginning, twice near the end. He already did it to the Lions in the week 1. This is your bad interception again.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I was leaning under in this game. Tyler talked me into taking the Rams. Fucking I'm mad at
Under
myself.
missed by 1 point.
Yeah, it did. So I
Yeah.
was wrong either way.
Yeah.
But going back into this game, Kyron Williams, back-to-back games. I do want to talk about the fact that I know a lot of people were very weary about him this year because of Blake Corum. Don't be. Blake Corum didn't touch the fucking field.
Yeah, they put in Pierre PD, whatever his name is. He was the
Rivers.
Yeah, and Kyron
Ronnie Rivers.
Ball. He's a bona fide bell cow back. And Kyron will wheel them to as many close games as he possibly physically can.
Yes, I agree. I think he is definitely the biggest bright spot on that team. Next game we have is the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. The first half of this football game, Minnesota and Sam Darnold dropped their dick on Green Bay's cheesy forehead.
Fucking trap game. There was no reason for Minnesota to not be favored this game.
Yeah.
The fact they were the underdogs was ridiculous. This defense came to play. Green Bay and them just sparked at the end. That was crazy. They did their thing trying to come back. But Minnesota also took off the gas pedal for a while.
Minnesota did the same thing. They've done the same thing in every game this year. They did it against the Niners. Once they're up and they know they're good, they just chill. They
didn't have that energy for Houston. They were like, we're going to fucking
Houston, they
all
stepped on
game,
their necks.
We're on
Houston
your
was
head.
a statement game. Houston was you are one of the best offenses in the league, and we need to show something.
Is it time to start talking about the Vikings as a top 5 team? Are people going to give them their respect? Or is it the whole Sam Darnold can't be good for a season?
As of right now, they're getting their respect. But I want to know, what do you think? I want to know, what do you
I think?
No, I want to ask you this. Let me change my question. I want to ask you this. Do you think this is still the Sam Darnold fall off, or do you think this is the year where shit changes and there is no fall off? That's my question.
Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, a returning TJ Hawkinson.
Yep.
That's like one of the best cores you can have when it comes to being a quarterback. They're all safe targets because they're all going to get open, or if TJ doesn't get open, he's going to stay tough. All Sam Darnold has to do.
Yeah. And Aaron Jones running the ball. Yeah.
All you need to do is extend plays a little longer, and someone's going to get open. And he is still young. I'm supporting him just like I did when he was streaking in Carolina. Never like I did in the Jets, because the Jets, I don't even remember him playing there enough. It's beauty.
Here's where I'm at, okay?
MVP Sam Darnold.
Here's where I'm at.
But loses to the Lions.
He's going to lose. He's going to have a bad game. It's just inevitable. Everyone has it, right? When he does, my question is the bounce back. Because I think that's what it's going to be. Because it's going to be, does Sam Darnold lose a football game? And then he comes back and says, but we're still balling, and he's just like every other quarterback, you know? Or is it going to be a situation of once he loses the game, oh no, now he threw 2 picks the next game? That's going to be the question.
And I don't think it'll happen.
I really hope it doesn't, Jesse.
Well, here's my thing though.
But
I'm not trying to lose the NFC North.
No, and right now the only way that your biggest threat in this NFC North isn't the Vikings. It is strictly Sam Darnold. What will Sam Darnold do? Because if Sam Darnold does fall off and does, hit week 6, hit week 7, lose a game, and then all of a sudden the next game he's back to throwing bad picks and he's seeing ghosts, well then, you're feeling good. So it really is Sam Darnold. Next game, this was quick. Houston beat Jacksonville. Houston's first in the division. They're good. Jacksonville's 0-4. They're the only team that still hasn't won a game. They're bad. Do you have anything else to say?
Jacksonville should have won this game the way Houston let this fucking sit around all day. But I guess no Evan. I'm going to keep putting Jacksonville's failures on not having Evan Ingram, because he truly was like 30% of the target share. So I don't know what it is, but when you only have Kirk and Robinson, that's the same issue before they tried to get Ridley.
All right, I have a question for you. How many games this year can I give Trevor Lawrence until I can start shitting on him?
Oh, no, you can shit on Trevor Lawrence.
All right, bet. All right, Trevor Lawrence has played 4 games this year, and he has looked bad in all 4 of them. I have not wanted to be that guy to be the number 1 overall pick, because the last time I shed a number 1 overall pick, look at what Baker Mayfield's doing right now in fucking Tampa. He turned that whole shit around. So This is not the end of the road for Trevor, is not what I'm saying. But right now, doggy doo-doo. He is not playing good. I have seen a lot of bad reads, a lot of overthrows, and this is not the same Trevor Lawrence that the past couple of years I've been like, you know what? The Jaguars are winning games because Trevor's getting shit going. This is not him.
The Jaguars started off last season 8-4. They are 1-10 since.
Yeah, they haven't won a game since the fucking Thanksgiving. Jesus. Also, Jesse, I couldn't help but notice you took the Vikings defense for fantasy.
It's an in-division matchup. Dog walk the Bears.
You could just admit they have a good defense. It's fine. And also, Foley says Sam Darnold is here to make a statement, and I can't wait to see how it continues this Sunday.
Listen here, you Michigander, Minnesota lover. I got a few words for you. Fuck the Twins. Fuck the Vikings. And fuck the Wild. We don't care about none of it. I want Minnesota to fail, but all I want Sam Darnold to succeed. Can they both happen? Probably not.
Look, we're not going to get into predictions right now, but I hate to be that guy, but there's only, 3 to 4 things in this world that are certain. And, it's death, Texas, and Aaron Rodgers having the Vikings number. So we'll see what happens this Sunday. We'll see what happens.
The Jets.
All right, let's get to the next game, and that is I hated this game. Colts, Pittsburgh. This game was just – it wasn't a fun
Listen here. This is a Pittsburgh victory if we do not get the fucking goat of – I don't know why, but I can sling it however I want. Joe Flacco comes in and just does what he does.
Can we talk about why he came into the game, though, really quick?
Oh, my God. Anthony Richardson.
Is he trying to kill himself out there? Is this like a suicide thing? Is he depressed? Do we need to look into this? Is this a league thing?
He's a fire.
Or is this he pissed off an OC and the OC is trying to kill him? Because there's no reason in hell that you have a risky play where your quarterback gets injured, comes back, sits out a play, comes back the next play, and the first play he runs, it's a fucking late slide head on to a defense. Minkah Fitzpatrick was like, dude, I don't want to give you CTE, but now I fucking have to. Like, he was like, damn it. I'm mad that you put me in this situation. Boy says, I agree, Jesse. The Twins are terrible. I never liked them. Yeah, fuck the Twins. But literally, it was like Anthony Richardson was like, no, you got to kill me. Sorry, buddy. And Minkah was like, damn.
Got smacked, and then they're like, QB option.
What was the fuck?
Don't know.
Like, it was just, I was talking to Tyler, and I was like, I'm mad at the coach. I'm mad at Richardson. Like, what are we trying to do? Why are we doing this?
Audible.
Like, it was almost like they were like, you know what? AR has been fucking up. Let's get his ass to Conky or something and just get Joe's ass in here flinging it and see what he can do. And they did. Joe came in, started flinging it, did exactly what he did with Cleveland last year, and 27-24, Colts win.
You give him some damn receivers. And
Hey,
You hear me?
Yeah, you're back. You're good.
So here's my theory. Offensive coordinator didn't want to tell anybody that he didn't want Richardson starting anymore, but he kind of wanted to tell everybody he didn't want Richardson starting anymore. So he told him to run the QB option again, making sure he'd be out for sure so that he could do what he wanted to do all along and bring in Joe Flacco.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He said
it was intentional. He saw what Flacco did last year. He said, he still got it. I want him. He's here. Why is he on the bench? Now he's playing.
I think that's a great theory. I agree. Let's move on here.
Hold on. I want to give Flacco one more shout out. Thank you. This is I'm going to thank you, Flacco, for making Colts players relevant again in fantasy, because let me tell you, not only does Anthony Richardson take away touchdowns from Jonathan Taylor, not only does he not throw the ball intermediate, he doesn't throw it intermediate or short. He purely throws deep balls. And he barely throws the ball there. So, Flacco, Look at you go. Providing the world always with the things they need.
I agree heavily. Michael Pittman was finally getting fantasy points, and Anthony Richardson wasn't throwing him the ball. Denver and New York will be quick here. This is now.
Woo!
I mean,
Woo!
do I just claim Denver?
Oh, Knicks.
Do I just claim
Oh,
Denver as my
Knicks.
team? This is back-to-back weeks that I've ridden them on this, and they easy cover. They won the game.
With
Also,
60 yards.
I need the clip of week one of us arguing about this Broncos defense, because did any of us expect this defense to be as good as it is? I didn't. I thought they were
Hold on.
good.
No.
This defense is great.
There was a large portion of rain in this game. It was raining all 3.5 quarters. We don't see good ball in the rain.
There we go. Just trying to discredit me at any chance you can.
We haven't seen good ball in the rain since the goddamn 2000s. And I'm talking about pretense.
It was good enough ball in the rain for Aaron Rodgers to throw it 40 times.
And it was stupid. It was fucking stupid. Denver's run defense was being good enough to where they're like, okay, I guess we can't run the ball. And then it was like, oh, miscue.
It was great. And
You know how
Bo
many
Nix-
yards Cortland Sutton had in that game? For the goddamn beautiful Broncos? Pretty sure he had all of them.
He had as many receiving yards as Bo Nix had passing yards.
Yep. He had all 60 of them. All 60. He put the team on his back. He got the touchdown and the yards. It was beautiful. I thought it was 60 for 60, but I didn't want to be wrong.
No, that's great.
He had 100% of the yard share.
Yeah, shout out to the Broncos. Back-to-back weeks, they've been a heavy underdog, and they've covered both weeks. So I'm just happy I was on that side.
Might be the Falcons team that we had that one year that just
When Arthur Smith was
covered.
13-1 against the spread. Oh, don't film. Inject it into my fucking
all right.
veins.
Let's keep it rolling. I'm sorry. my
Philly
bad.
and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, Baker Mayfield. I mean, they came out and took this defense. And just so you know, CJ Gardner-Johnson, when you go and tell a team you're going to go put belt to ass, you better not get cooked on the very first touchdown of the game. It's too memeable. It's too easy. You just at least make it like the third or fourth. The first fucking touchdown of the game, one-on-one with Mike Evans. Mike Evans gave you a little, turned, hit the corner of the end zone for a touchdown.
You're
You did not put no belt to ass.
Push me.
You did not put
No.
no belt to ass.
No. He gave you a little fuck. And you were like, that's all that happened. There was no big push off.
There was no belt to ass.
My only comment on this game is I can't believe I looked you people in your eyes and told you that if I get Philly as an underdog, I'm taking it. Because hear me out, people. They need this bye week. They needed this bye week to get AJ, to get Smith. They need it all there.
Can I say something about the Eagles right now that I think is going to be very controversial, but I need to say it?
Speak your mind, soldier.
The Eagles are the San Diego Padres, and it's pissing me off.
Eagles are the San Diego Padres.
They keep getting good player after good player after good player after good player, and I continue to see mediocre football.
It's because everyone has to be together.
It's so annoying to me.
They cannot run this team without AJ Brown, and they cannot run this team the same without Smith and AJ.
Like, they took a team that last year I was like, this is a great team. Where is this fall off at the end of the year coming from? Oh, now they got Saquon and they got a couple of defensive pieces. They'll be even better this year. And they're fucking worse. And I'm just confused. Like, I'm getting Padres vibes.
Football's hard.
Yeah,
Football's
I agree.
Hard. It's hard.
Nick Sirianni,
He's not on the hot seat yet.
I'm just asking, does that become where I look at? Because I got to look at something. You had the players, and it's not clicking.
From
and
an
it makes no
outside
sense.
perspective, he lost the locker room a
Thank you.
couple minutes ago, and
Okay.
I don't know if he's going to ever get it back.
Okay. I was going to say, I got to look somewhere.
That's how we feel.
You know what I mean?
I don't give a shit about the guy, if I'm being honest. I'm all for people keeping their jobs and not losing their jobs. I'm here for that. That's what I plan.
Oh, you're such a good Samaritan.
I try to be, but hear me out. Fuck him. If he can't gather this Georgia NFL squad and this offense, who still has weapons that aren't named AJ Brown and Devontae Smith,
Right?
to get boat raced by Tampa in really a quarter. They stopped running. They said, Baker, do what you want. And Baker was like, I can throw it all game. I only have to hand it off 20 times. Psh, say less.
I would just throw it.
All day. All day.
The
What's up,
Eagles
Ty?
have not been good since they got rid of both their coordinators.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was never Nick Sirianni.
Nope.
So
It
then
was the coordinators because Jalen Hurts has not been a good quarterback since he lost his coordinator. So
if the
was it ever Jalen Hurts or was it the offense?
So if the coordinators are gone and the head coach has lost the locker room, then I agree with Jesse. They need this bye week more than ever. Washington and Arizona. You want to talk about a story, people. Let's talk about a story. Cliff Kingsbury was once the head coach for the Arizona Cardinals. He got fired from that job last year and is now the offensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders. The same Washington Commanders that going into this game did not punt in 2 straight games. A same Washington Commanders team that went into this game with Jaden Daniels again only throwing 4 incompletions for 230 yards. A same Commanders team that went against his former team, put up over 400 offensive yards, beat them 42-14, and then got the game ball after the game.
Listen. All right. I'm going to sound like a broken record. I know. You guys are going to probably look at me like, Jesse, why do you keep giving so much credit to the most dead position in football besides the fullback?
Punter?
Trey McBride is still missing. And that is number 1 target. I don't care about Marvin Harrison being this god talent. Kyler threw the ball to McBride the most when he came back last year. That's the guy he felt safest with. He doesn't have him. This offense is going to look poor if you stop the run.
Okay.
Yes, James Conner had 103 yards, but Kyler Murray only had 3. He didn't look like he wanted to move out of the pocket. He didn't look like he wanted to run. I don't know what was going on.
Okay. I'll give you that. What's your excuse for the defense letting up 42 points and just getting absolutely cooked?
The only defense that didn't cook them was the beat the fuck up Rams. They got cooked by Buffalo.
That's what I'm saying.
The defense is not good.
I know. What I was trying to say by that, Jesse.
There's no excuse.
That
They're not
even
good.
though they didn't have McBride, this defense playing as bad as they are, there's more than just McBride.
3 and out. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow. It's second quarter and we've been out here for 20 fucking minutes.
It was.
Like, no, they're gassed.
Yeah, and it was a
Like
one-sided
one of those
gas.
stories, like, how can you expect me to play better when you can't even stay on the field?
I agree.
Offense played like trash, and until this offense does well, the defense is only going to be exposed more because they're not good in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
They just got Buda Baker. That's about it.
This one we could be quick. 49ers 130-13 over the Patriots. I mean,
Patriots should have covered. Weak sauce. Nick Bosa said, "Come here, kids."
Patriots are bad. Niners are good. This game went how I thought it would go.
Plus, I was told Debo and Kittle were not playing, and then I see them all over the damn field.
Yeah, we were told that they were not playing, and then was it 3 hours before I looked at Tyler and I said, "Uh-oh, Debo's playing," and Tyler looks at me and goes, "Uh-oh, I just found out that Kittle's playing," and we were like, "Ah, shit." So
I'm pretty sure we found out on the pod. We just didn't know for sure because when I was looking at the spreads on the game, you could bet on both of them to score for anytime touchdown scores. So Vegas knew.
Well, I blame the guy in the baseball. Well, nope, that's not fair because both of you have on baseball caps. Guess you'll just have to think you know who I'm talking about. But somebody in a baseball cap told me they are not playing. They didn't say maybe. They didn't say it was still questionable. They looked me in my eyes through that camera screen and said they are not playing, and he knows who he is.
Yep. Give you a hint. It ain't me. So let's move on to Vegas and Cleveland.
And he died.
This is where I was wrong. I will admit when I was wrong. I was wrong. I thought that this was a horrible, horrible, horrible take from Jesse, and it ended up being a horrible, horrible, horrible performance from Deshaun Watson and the Browns.
You know what this calls for?
He's going to bring out his fucking Browns jersey.
You better be ready, people, because you're only going to get a quick flash of this highly collectible.
Oh, my God.
Raiders. Raiders. They got it done dirty, but they got it done.
What did you just call it?
It's fucking, no one ever has any of those. No one has one. It still has the tag on it. I didn't have the heart to return it.
You could probably get it autographed. It'd be a lot easier to get to him.
I put this here so I can't.
I mean, you know where he is.
Yeah, I should have grabbed the Waller.
He's
All right.
plenty of legal documents by now. I mean,
Yeah, I should have grabbed the Waller. We move on to the
There's so
Sunday
many-
night game.
There's so many different jokes that have come to mind. I can't say any of them.
Sports bettors, you need to download Sharps, the better social network. With Sharps mobile app, you can tail your friends' bets with one click. See a bet you like? Just click the whale tail icon and boom, it will open in your corresponding sportsbook. Sharp securely connects to major sportsbooks like FanDuel, MGM, Caesars, and more, so you can not only track your bets, but share your bets in creative ways. So gather the gens, download Sharps for free, and join our fast-growing sports betting community.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Kansas
Let me talk about this fucking game.
City.
Kansas City comes out here. They're playing against the Chargers. And if there's three things consistent, one of those is the Chargers losing to the Chiefs. Let me tell you, because they can't get the dub out there.
It's death, taxes, Aaron Rodgers fucking being consistent against the Vikings, and the Chiefs own Chargers. Boom.
4, but yeah, I said 3. My bad, guys.
I said 4 earlier, so I was bringing that back full circle.
Patrick Mahomes.
I don't know what Dylan said exactly about Rodgers, but he also owns the Bears.
Also true. So 5, if you want to be, you know.
This man, Patrick Mahomes, does one of the absolute worst plays in football, where he throws a stupid interception. And as he's trying to make a play to save the interception, his receiver proceeds to punch the ball out like a dog and fumble it, stop what's going down. And what does Patrick do? Throws himself off the ground, straight, legs a little bit too high up, butt in air, right into his number one wide receiver.
Said thanks for the fumble. I'm gonna tear your ACL.
And finishes his season. Then has to go out there and proceed to give Kelsey all his targets. Do
This
what
was
he
the
can.
plan.
I gotta say, personally, Patrick Mahomes, you're a fucking asshole. It was the last leg of my parlay, Rashee Rice receptions, and he didn't get the chance. You're a dick.
I've never seen a quarterback.
I know he feels
Personally
terrible.
affected.
I've never seen a quarterback take out his star player before.
I know you feel like shit, Patrick. I know that's a hard feeling.
God, that is
That's probably
thought it was
very hard to
hilarious.
sleep at
I know
night.
it sucks, but I thought it was so funny because I've just never seen a quarterback literally take out their number one receiver.
Bro,
Just say, no, I'm going to injure him. I'm
Oh,
going to end the season.
the shitty part is a pick.
Yeah, you fucked up, and then you
Actually-
fucked up your fuck up.
and then he punched it out. He's had your back.
He didn't see
Then
the
he
punch out.
fucking popped his knee the opposite way.
He clearly didn't see the punch out. He didn't see the punch out.
And the Chargers still managed to lose.
Well, obviously, because the problem is that the Chiefs are going to have Xavier Worthy for the next 10 years. I blame the Buffalo Bills.
But
Every single game that I see this, I just blame the Buffalo Bills. And if the Chargers want to be mad at anyone, be mad at Buffalo. Because once you had Rashee Rice down, if this was in any other situation, you would have been fucked. But they just said, oh, wait a minute.
I'm not gonna lie. You know who I think's gonna step up more?
It better be Kelsey.
Well, Kelsey is
That's the first game, not to be the fantasy guy, but this is the first fantasy game that I think he's put up double digits all year. He is.
Well, he had 8 targets, like 9 targets, 89
Yeah.
yards or something like that.
Who
But
do you hope steps up though?
I hope it's Juju because I
Okay.
think he's not a bad receiver. I don't think he's a bad receiver. I just think he's a wide receiver 3 on that team, and they don't run a lot of wide receivers.
You know who I hope steps up that might be a little bit of a shot in the dark because he was a very, very, very good receiving back when he played for the Chiefs, and now that he's back on that Chiefs team, I love him as a receiving back.
Oh no, he'll be Gucci there. They're gonna
I-
use him a lot.
I love Kareem.
It was
I love Kareem as someone that's
his first week there, and they put him out for 42% of the snaps.
yeah.
And then Carson Steele fumbled, and they're like, "Well, yeah, about that. We're gonna have to tighten that up. Kareem, get out there."
I agree. So I think Juju, Kareem. I mean, well, you're gonna have besides who the fuck Watson. That's the other one. I was gonna say besides Watson, those are pretty much your main targets.
I also think there shouldn't be any surprise Kareem's getting 42% of the snaps first week back. I mean,
They love him.
how different is the offense? Can't be that much different than it was.
The only piece that I know is notably that they still had Kelsey, they still had Andy Reid, they just didn't have Mahomes. They had Alex Smith.
No, not personnel-wise, just in general.
It's the
Andy
same
Reid.
fucking team. Yeah.
Andy Reid's still in charge. He's still running the same types of offense. He's like, Kareem, you already know most of the plays. Just go.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's get into the bloodbath on Sunday night. It was the Baltimore Ravens winning 35-10. Baltimore getting the victory that they needed. This was the victory that proved, hey, maybe we are actually okay this year. Maybe everyone can calm down now because they didn't just beat Buffalo. They beat the dog shit out of Buffalo, 35-10.
I don't know what I watched. I don't know what this Baltimore defense does to people in the regular season and people who aren't named Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. But boy, they had Buffalo in a blender from the beginning. From Derrick Henry reaching. Hold on. Let's do the math here. Let's put this little info together in case you didn't know.
Go crazy. We can talk about it.
Xavier Worthy, 60 air yard touchdown from Patrick Mahomes. He reaches a top speed of 21.54 miles per hour. That is the third fastest.
It's cute.
You want to know where Derrick Henry was?
Yeah, I do.
0.17 behind at 82 thicker pounds more. That's how Derrick Henry was moving at 30 years old after 2,100. I looked this up the other day because I was concerned. Before this game, he had 2,998 attempts in the NFL. That is unprecedented. He is past the 2,100 benchmark, and that's just NFL. We know what he did in college. Bama gave this boy 44 carries in a game.
Yeah.
He is a unicorn.
I love him.
And no one's taking the crown from him. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm gonna take a minute to just say to every single one of you that we're talking about how, well, now he's in his 30s, so here comes the fall off year. This should be the first year where he takes a step back. Suck my dick.
No, it's crazier. Because
Suck my dick.
He took steps back in the last 2 years at Tennessee, and now with an offense that doesn't just have him being the only focus, he can move again.
And it's now he's one. You know, age is not good for the quarterbacks. It doesn't matter when you're the fucking king. All right. So I just need to take a moment to, say that's because he's getting older. Doesn't mean that he isn't still an absolute freak of nature. Who the fuck runs that fast and is 263 pounds and is 6'4" or 6'3"? That's scary. That's fucking terrifying.
He concussed a man with his knee.
Dude.
Just running.
Holy shit. Also, the fact that that 70-yard touchdown run was the fastest or longest run in Ravens. That 87-yard run was the longest in Ravens franchise history. Now means that he has the longest run in franchise history on two different teams, which is also another record, which is just insane. Anyways, Monday Night Football.
We had a stinker.
I had a good Monday. I had a great Monday. I was happy. I was watching one game and another game, and I was like, oh my God. Is Will Levis hurt? I saw his face on the bench. His dumbass memeable face over there talking about some. I threw another interception between somebody's quads. Yeah, you did, and you fucking suck. Bring in Mason Rudolph. Here he comes. Mason Rudolph, Tony Pollard. This entire Titans team just got to play with this Dolphins team. They got to take this defense and just do a couple runs here, do a couple checkdowns here, field goal, field goal, field goal. Let's go to the second half. Let's run it down their fucking throat. Tony Pollard into the end zone 2 more times. Tighten the fuck up. Tyler Huntley came in at quarterback. A lot of people were saying, oh no, Tyler Huntley looks like he's about to come in and start cooking up something. But you know what he was able to cook up? Absolutely nothing, because this Titans defense had him shut down. Why am I so excited? Because I know we're probably only going to win 4 games this year, and this was one of them.
Remember when we were talking about the Michigan game and I said there's another quarterback I'm going to talk about that does not deserve the credit for their victory? This is the game. Mason Rudolph fucking sucked. He was Tony Pollard and Tajay Spears in the defense.
Yes, it was. Mason was
I
the next
don't
guy.
want Mason
I was just happy as fuck Will got hurt.
How?
What do you mean how? Did you
Yes,
see the
the
first
kid-
interception he threw? Jesse, they picked
This
it off
is
with
the
their quads.
problem.
Jesse,
You
have you watched him
are
play this
the
year?
prop. He hasn't played enough games for us to be acting like he's supposed to be doing better.
Okay, so the
Yes,
first
he's fucking up and throwing
first game of the
interceptions.
year, he played like shit, and then he got memed, and his head coach said he sucked. Second game of the year, he cost them the game on 2 horrible decisions, got memed again, head coach says he sucked. Third game of the year, got memed even harder, played even worse, threw even more incompletions and even more interceptions. Now we get to game 4. He gets hurt in the first quarter. I'm going like this. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. And you know what happened after he got hurt? We had a chance to win a football game because the defense played as good as it has all year. But you know what you didn't see from Mason Rudolph? 3
He stinks.
stupid interceptions, 2
Yes.
stupid fumbles, and 5 turnovers. That's why you won. No dumbass turnovers. 0.
I Will Levis
And Will averages 2 a game. 2
but
stupid turnovers a game.
he's still new to this.
But last year, when you were on the other side, when I was saying he's still new and this and that, and you were gassing him up,
Yes,
talking
but I'm
about
still
look
there.
at how good he's doing, then I expect him to still be on a higher level coming into
He has
this
a
year,
new OC.
not take a step back.
This is not the same OC you had last year, is it not?
We have same OC. We
Is
have
it
the
still
same OC.
count?
Yeah, we still have the same OC.
Okay. Okay.
You just have a
I
new
thought
head coach.
Callahan was new.
Same
this year.
DC, same OC, new head coach.
Okay.
So what's the excuse?
I
Don't just blame it on the head coach. And we
No,
got
I'm
you
not
more
blaming it on the head
weapons.
coach. I'm blaming it on the fact that Will Levis is still new to this. He's still only. This is still only like his 21st
So
start.
where's the step back coming from? You got a better team, and you're playing worse than last year when you had
He
nobody.
only has one better player. This O line still isn't that.
This
great.
O line is a lot better considering that every game you were getting sacked 6-7 times. You know how many sacks they give up this game, Jesse? I'll let you guess.
This game, Will Levis didn't play, but yeah, they got like 0.
How many sacks did they allow this game?
2.
1. How many sacks did they allow the game before?
2.
Exactly. So this O line has not been that bad.
It's definitely Will Levis making the mistakes.
Yeah.
It's on him. But I just feel like he needs more time, and it sucks that you want to win games and you also want your quarterback to improve. So it just sucks because he
It
keeps
does.
making it so hard for you to have faith in him.
I agree. I agree.
I'm not
Being
giving
a
up on him.
Titans fan is not fun right now. It sucks.
Nah, yeah, you guys are tragic. Let's talk about the good Monday night game.
I agree. Let's talk about the game that everyone was fucking watching. The birds that aren't even a real fucking bird, they're an osprey. I looked it up. They're the Seattle Ospreys taking on the Detroit Lions. Boy, oh boy, was this another tale of 2 halves. The first half of this football game was DK Metcalf versus the DK Metcalf versus the Detroit Lions. DK Metcalf was catching everything. He was coming out doing the most. But what happens when you do the most? Sometimes the least comes out of it because he broke 4 tackles on one play. But on that same play, you fumble the ball, 40 yards, pick it up down the field. Carlton Davis sets up the Lions. And the biggest thing in that first half, running the ball. We just ran the ball with Gibbs and Monty over and over and over again. And that was huge. Then we get into the second half of this football game, and I was having flashbacks to when they played that one time, and it was just all offense. that third quarter. I was like, holy shit. It was just drive down the field and then drive down the field. And then the Lions do the Motown special with Jared Goff catching a touchdown pass from Amon-Ra St. Brown. Doesn't matter because here comes Kenneth Walker, runs right down the field. Lions get the ball back. One play, Jamison Williams, 70 yards. Here comes Kenneth Walker back into the end zone. And I'm like, Jesus. We hit a point, though, where the defense came alive and in the fourth quarter held it down. 42-29 was the final.
I have 3 points to make on this game.
Go ahead.
Four. First point, Jared Goff, beautiful technique running that route out there.
Yep. It was
Might not
perfect.
put it in the breadbasket, but Jared Goff did not put his hands up until he had to catch the ball, and that is a pro fucking play. I
Okay.
respect that very much. 2, the refs may have not given you a flag, Carlton Davis, but you played. Yeah, I know. Orioles are out. Kansas City's in. It's a shame. But
Sorry.
Carlton Davis in the fourth quarter held DK Metcalf every one of those fucking plays. In my head, the flag doesn't get thrown, play doesn't exist. But if we're talking in the barbershop, he was holding you, DK. He was. I don't know how they didn't call any of it. I thought watching it, I was like, they're gonna throw a flag.
Carlton Davis had 3 pass interferences.
But this was specifically when they were first in goal and they were still down by 2 touchdowns and they threw it to DK 3 times in a row.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Yeah.
It was pass interference all 3 times,
Yes.
but they didn't call a single one. And I was very surprised.
Yes.
3, I'm not going to lie. I did not think that interception at the end of the game was going to count. I thought they were going to call that shit back. It looked like that ball flopped out of his body. I was like, are we going to get it called back? Or are they going to show us some
They
love?
didn't care.
And I was
Seattle
like,
knew the game was
Appreciate
over.
it. Good, because fuck that. Don't need any more stress.
Seattle didn't even check the replay.
And yeah, finally, Lions offense came alive, showed us what you're capable of.
Jared Goff, perfect game.
Yeah.
18 for 18.
But he didn't get a game ball because,
That was funny how you forgot. They said, how do you
Never
feel
knew.
about his game? And Campbell said, oh, damn, now I feel bad because I just gave the game ball to somebody else.
yeah, I watched the video of him give the game ball to somebody else, and I was like, that's interesting.
Didn't he give it to J-Mo and Kirby? Uh-huh. That's what I thought. All right. We'll do Thursday Night Football, and then we'll get the hell out of here. You can see
Yeah.
Tyler's back in.
Falcons, Tampa. Give me Tampa, baby.
Okay.
Give me Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield, 5 touchdowns. Yeah, ain't that crazy? I said 5. 1, 2, 3. I'm kidding. It's a Thursday under. But
Tyler, how do you feel? Is this Falcons favored by 1.5 at home against the Bucks over under 44?
Man, I don't know. Primetime Kirk is 1-1 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Does he want to be 2-1?
Kirk Cousins.
I don't know. I'm kind of in a toss-up, and it's
You want me to go?
so it's basically a pick 'em.
I was gonna ride. I'll be honest. I was going into this game. Whoever the underdog was, I was taking them. I was taking them on their money line. That was where I was leaning. I'm gonna be honest.
The NFL's so twisted. Give me the Falcons.
So I'm gonna take the Bucks money line with Jesse.
All right, put me on Bird Island.
Hey.
Kirk Island.
Not a bad island to be on. I'll tell you that much. All right, thank you guys for watching the podcast. We had a long one, but hey, there's a lot going on in the world of sports. We'll see you guys Saturday. That's the next time that we'll be able to chat it up with you guys. And if you want to know when we're going live, you can follow us on the socials at Sharps Network on YouTube, Instagram.
Also, where's everybody at saying the AL Central's ass?
Yeah,
Well,
what the fuck? The Royals just won. Tigers just won.
AL Central seems like it's fucking.
Yeah, did you know the Tigers won again? Crazy. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, all the social media platforms. We appreciate it. We'll see you guys Saturday with all the predictions that you guys need. Make sure you download the Sharps Betting app in the App Store and use promo code TYCO011 when you sign up. I'm McGilly. We'll see you next time. Peace. Go Tigers.